Hi and welcome to Winners Corner. Axevalla Racetrackers will be heading this Sunday and they're hosting a Grand Slam 75 round that Mike, of course, is going to try to analyze for us. And also, of course, you're going to suggest some really nice single race betting suggestions. Are you normally successful at Axevalla Racetrack?
I don't have any statistics on that, unfortunately. I can say that I don't usually enjoy the Sundays all that much, but this Sunday the sport is much better than usual. We got some really nice races ahead of us, and I think I've got some decent bets at least.
Okay, then we start in race 4. It equals the first leg in the GS 75 round, and it's a race for mares over full distance. And how do you want to start off this day now?
I think we're going to see a battle here for the lead. Horses 1 and 2 are really fast behind the gate, both of them really efficient front runners, and the one that takes the lead has a really good chance to win this one. Number 1, Vichy Griff, fast behind the gate and excellent form. The way she raced last time at Solvalla was really impressive when she came from behind and took down some really good horses. That's Infinity on the outside there, finishing second. So Vichy Griff comes with excellent form. If Vichy Griff takes the lead, I think that's the winner. But there is a big risk that number 2, Call Me a Winner, is faster because she is very explosive behind the gate. Also driven by Ulf Olsson, who usually gets them to perform right away. So Call Me a Winner, probable leader here. Either way, I think that they're going to be first and second right from the start, and they're going to stay that way all the way to the wire.
So we start off with a nice little Quinella suggestion here in race 4. Horse number 1, Vichy Griff, and horse number 2, Call Me a Winner, and that in race 4. We jump now all the way to race 7. It's the 4th leg in the Grand Slam 75 round, and it's a race for apprentice drivers. 2,140 meters, circular start, Mike, and we'll probably get to see a big favorite here in number 11, Star for Life, Palema. What do you think of that?
It's a good favorite. It's the likely favorite and the one that should be favorite, but I've got a bet that I'm very excited about here. Number 5, Barbaresco VW comes back after a long layoff. Most people have probably forgotten about this horse. The horse started off really well. In his first 7 starts, he was never worse than 3rd. Then his career culminated in this V75 race when he finished 3rd there. Magic Win winning it in grand style, but Barbaresco VW racing really well. And several of the horses in that V75 race have then gone on to win over $1 million Swedish. So he was up against some tough horses in that race. He's been away now for over a year. He's changed trainer. He's now got the same trainer as Vesterbo on the news. I think that's a big plus. He's driven by the same driver who knows the horse. So that's always a big plus in an apprentice driver's race. So I think number 5 is worth a little win bet as well, but a big show bet at least in this apprentice driver's race.
A nice win show bet suggestion there in race 7. Number 5, Barbaresco VW. Another jump forward now to race 9. It's a 6th leg in the GS 75 round. 2,140 meters, 9 horses, Mike, in the race. Number 4, Everton, seems to become the favorite. But despite that fact, Mike, you recommend us to place a win bet on him. What's happened?
Yeah, for once I'm going to go for a favorite here. I think Everton must have a really good chance to win this one. He raced really well last time, came in second there. He's raced 3 times now since he moved to Peter Untersteiner. The first time he was a bit of a failure, a bit of a disappointment, but the last 2 races have been really good, and he seems to be coming up. He's moving up in form. He's got an excellent post here. Maybe number 3 could pose a threat for the lead here. That's a fast horse with a fast driver. And in that case, he's a little bit vulnerable. But if he makes it to the lead, I don't see them beating him. And he doesn't need the lead to win it. But I don't want him in the first over position, however.
All right, then. So we have a win bet here in race 9 on horse number 4, Everton. And race 9 also leads us straight in on the daily double, since race 9 this Sunday equals DD1. And we can, of course, Mike, see that you use number 4, Everton, as a banker in the first DD leg. So let's focus instead on DD2. It's a long-distance race, 2,640 meters. Your banker here, number 9, Enge Kevin, is not one of the most trusted horses in this field. So please say explain why he has gained your trust?
Well, first off, since I'm using a banker and a favorite as a banker in the first leg, I'm really looking for outsiders in the second leg. And number 9, ATGVision, seems to offer pretty nice value. He's been out against really tough horses. Last time he got beat by a Magnus Dahlén horse there, raced really well. So he's got excellent form. He hasn't won all that much, only 2 races so far in 16 starts. But it's not that he doesn't want to win. It's just that he's been out against really tough competitors. Interesting post here behind the gate in the second row on the inside. Long distance, I think, is a really big plus here. And for me, it's a very even race here. And I think more or less anyone can win this one. And for me, the form that ATGVision has is worth betting on.
And this means that we have one single combination for the daily double this Sunday. Last Sunday, 7 corrects on Grand Slam 75 gave over 1.6 million Swedish crowns. And what do you think we can expect now for this Sunday, Mike?
Oh, I have a hard time seeing it being that much. As I said, we got much better sport this Sunday, and that means it's a bit easier to figure out. There are a few horses in each leg that really stand out as better than the rest. So I don't think the payout will be that big. But GS75 is a really tricky game.
Okay, then let's check out your system. We can see that you have got 2 bankers, and in this round, Mike, you bank a couple of favorites. And we've already talked about the banker in the 6th leg, number 4 Everton. So let's instead talk about the one that you have in the 2nd leg, number 9 Farlander Am. What can you tell us about this one? He will most likely become the biggest favorite of the day.
I think so too, and he really deserves to be. I don't see him losing this. Last year, in second to last race he did last year, he raced really well. He won very easily against easy competition. Then last race he was out on the V75. He finished 5th against top horses, but he was a 3-year-old and he wasn't at all ready. He's a really big horse. He feels like he's sort of he's running with the handbrake in, and he hasn't been focused at all. Now he's been away for winter training with Magnus Dahlén. I think he's going to be very well prepared for this season, and I think this could be a top competitor in the crop this year as a 4-year-old, and I don't see him losing this race.
Okay, then we have a couple more races to go through, and one of them is the 3rd leg. An even race for mares over the sprint distance, and obviously you feel the need to mark 4 horses. Why these 4?
It's a tricky race, this one. Number 3, GK Trixie, fast behind the gate. Ulf Olsen driving over the sprint distance here. I think this one could get away from them. However, a horse that's never won in 10 races isn't a horse I'd like to bank. So I'm marking more horses. But number 3, definitely my first pick.
The 5th leg is also that a difficult to solve race. The most expensive leg on your system, 5 horses. Who is the most interesting one out of these 5?
Very hard time ranking these horses at all. I would have liked to have all the horses if I could afford it. I think it's a really tricky race. Number 10, Amelia, of course, driven by Jeppson and trained by Stenströmer, an interesting competitor. Comes back after a bit of a layoff, could be well prepared, and Jeppson is always worth betting on.
And we can also see here, Mike, looking at your system, that in the last leg where you earlier banked number 9 ATGVision on your daily double system, you add 3 more horses. Please explain this.
Yeah, ATGVision is a little bit vulnerable since he's starting in the 2nd row behind the gate. He needs a little bit of luck, but he offers the best value. Cocktail Ab, very likely to take the lead. That's always worth a lot. And then personally, I like number 6, Samara's KME, who raced really well last time without shoes off for the first time. Probably going to be a bit defensively driven this time and needs a bit of luck, but showed fantastic form. So look out for that one as well.
All right. Thank you, Mike. We have 480 combinations for the Grand Slam 75 system this Sunday. SwedishHorseRacing.com is the website where you find out much more information about this race day. And with that, we wish you the best of luck now with your bets to Axevalla Racetrack. Bye-bye.